Hi, Maria here. Welcome to my channel. Today I want to share with you my February wrap up, how I experienced the fragrances that I had on my tray. So I had, I don't know, around 10, 12 fragrances. I want to go through and let you know which fragrances I wore the most, which ones I enjoyed the most, which ones I didn't wear very much at all, and why, and just all of that kind of good stuff. The reason why I thought this would be a great thing to do is because, you know, you hear me talk about, oh, these amazing fragrances, but how do I really wear them? What ends up being the go-tos out of my fragrance collection? Because I like them all, but what do I actually end up reaching for? This is a way that you guys can kind of monitor and figure out, oh, okay, she really likes these ones. These ones are more versatile, whatever. So I hope that makes sense. I can't wait to share, but before I get started, if you haven't subscribed, just go ahead and hit that button. Join the Weird and Wonderful family. It would be amazing to have you part of the community, and let's get into this. I'm gonna leave the link for the video where I'm talking about the fragrances at the beginning of the month in the description, and let's get into this. So I wanna start with fragrances that I didn't enjoy wearing and why. So the first one is Atelier des Ors Rose Oh My God. Now this fragrance is gorgeous. The bottle is literally stunning. Those are gold flecks that are in there. It's a beautiful honeyed jammy rose. It's absolutely gorgeous. I find it kind of like uber kind of feminine, although honestly a guy could wear this too, but I really enjoy it. It's got raspberry in it, raspberry rose. I think there's a bit of oud in here as well. So overall it's just a powerful kind of jammy rose fragrance. What I find about this one is I have to be in the right headspace to wear this much rose and oud / patchouli. So I get quite a lot of patchouli in this. And lately, I don't know why, but I'm not jiving with it. Like I'm not jiving with those rose patchouli fragrances. So it could just be my mood lately. I'm kind of wanting the lighter, more springy fragrances as opposed to the deeper, darker fragrances that are really good for fall and winter. So this is also what I find to be a fragrance that I'd wear for kind of an opulent night out. So for that reason, I didn't use it very much. Another one that I didn't really enjoy wearing was Velvet Vanilla. And this is like, I really love this fragrance. I consider it really celebratory. It's a bubblegum tuberose. There's a little bit of pear in here. It lasts forever on the skin. As it dries down, it gets to be more and more like vanilla buttercream icing on the skin. And it seriously, it lasts forever. I don't know why I didn't enjoy it. It just, like part of it is it's so long lasting. And I find that especially right now, because I'm testing out so many different fragrances, when a fragrance lasts this long, like this is beast mode, it lasts all day, like a good 12 hours, probably longer, that, you know, this is a major commitment for the day. And I don't always want that major commitment. So for that reason, it was okay, but I wasn't wowed by it, and yeah, reached for it once. Again, because it's so beast mode. Now, as far as my vanillas were concerned, what I came to realize is that I chose Eclair over Empire Victor 9 times out of 10. So I wore these quite a lot. This one less than this. This one I wore more. Now the problem is that I got sidetracked by Tempt Me Not by Navitus Parfums, and I wore that one probably more than these two. In fact, I'm gonna put it in my monthly rotation for March. As far as these fragrances are concerned, definitely reached for Eclair more, partially because it lasts longer. I find that Empire Victor, I don't notice it for very long. I really enjoy the smell. So that lemony, kind of lemony, powdery vanilla, like almost like a lemon vanilla ice cream is what I get out of this. So really enjoy the smell of it. But I found that I just didn't reach for it very much because the longevity, so Velvet Vanilla lasts forever. This one lasts almost not enough time. So I did try them together. This overpowered this. So really love this scent. I find it quite like not long lasting. So, you know, 3 hours I smelt it. Likely I'm going anosmic and other people are smelling it. What about you guys? What are you finding with this one? I love the smell, but it just doesn't last, at least on me. Coffee Addict, I definitely wore this about 3 times. So I wore it on its own once. I wore it with Cherry Punk once. I think I wore it, yeah, I wore it with Amir Identity Oud Crescent as well. So I got quite a lot of wear out of it. I really enjoy it. I don't enjoy it on its own as much though. Yeah, like it's coffee. It's very, very sugary, sweet, creamy coffee. So I love the smell of it. I don't necessarily like wearing it as a fragrance. But I did enjoy pairing it with this. So this gave me like an amped up version of something like Montel's Instant Cafe. So that one has the sweet rose. It's a little bit jammy. There's a tartness to it and then coffee, but not much coffee. So this gave me what I was looking for in Intense Cafe. I really enjoy wearing Oud Crescent. I enjoyed wearing Oud Crescent over Rose Omayad. And partially it's because it's a little bit sweeter. It's a little bit more smooth feeling. There's less patchouli. This reminds me more and more of like in the same family as an Oud Satin Mood. It almost feels as if there's violet in this. I can't remember the notes on this, but it almost feels like that. It's got that jamminess. The oud is definitely present, feels masculine to begin with, and then it just keeps on getting sweeter and sweeter on the skin. So this combination was amazing. Cherry Punk, I never wore it once on its own. I only wore it the one time paired with this. I enjoyed it, but I found that Cherry Punk kind of overpowered the Coffee Addict for me. This is such a gorgeous cherry fragrance with a hint of leather in there. It's a little bit brighter than something like a Tom Ford Lost Cherry. It's actually super wearable, but like I said, I'm kind of wanting this sweet, either sweet gourmands or I'm wanting spring type fragrances. So this, I only reached for it the one time with Coffee Addict. The fragrance that I was most surprised by was El Born by Carner Barcelona. Now, partially the reason why I was surprised by it is because I really love the way this smelled. I did not want to wear it. For whatever reason, I had to force myself to put this one on. And I would say that it was my second favorite. So in wearing it, this, I enjoyed it so much. It's honey and balsam overall. Just so you know, I don't have a cold, I have allergies. So my allergies are driving me insane right now. They're making me want to do this and kind of talk like this. Bear with me. El Born, yes, very honeyed, but the honey is not animalic. It's very kind of sweet, a little bit nectar-like almost with the balsam. This lasted and projected all day. So all day I could smell it, and I didn't put much on because I was nervous about it for some reason. So didn't put a whole lot on, like a couple squirts. I smelt those squirts all day and thoroughly enjoyed it. This is one I think I'm going to have on my tray again for March because I only wore it the once. I don't want to reach for this one. So even now, I, for some reason, resist putting it on. But when I wore it, I loved it. I loved the smell that I got. I got the beautiful wafts. Somehow this fragrance smells a little bit more natural. I don't quite understand it. It almost feels as if I'm wearing essential oils, but really sweet, delectable essential oils. This, I foresee that this is going to be one of my favorite fragrances. Like, I just think it smells spectacular. So this one, although I didn't want to wear it and I only wore it the one time, I loved it. And literally the only reason why I wore this is because I wanted to wear everything on my tray. So this kind of forces you to try fragrances that for some reason you're a little bit resistant to. So I highly suggest doing a tray type method if you've got a lot of fragrances. So there's 3 other fragrances that kind of took the cake and were the ones that I wore the most. So I want to talk about them from least to most. So I wore this one. I just think that this is such a grown woman, sensual, it girl type fragrance. It has the rose and rhubarb in the opening. So it's kind of a brighter, kind of sweet, fresh feeling opening, but then you start to get a little bit of a vibe like Gris Charnel, but a little bit more creamy or more depth. So it has kind of like cardamom, a tea feel, a little bit of tobacco, kind of those sensual warmer smells, along with this rhubarb and rose that is bright and kind of a little bit tart. So it's like, it just is a really round fragrance where you're getting these bright kind of tart sweet notes that really never go away. So I smell that raspberry continually throughout the wear of the fragrance. But then in that base, as it warms up on your skin, you get this cardamom, tea, tobacco feel that's just really, really grounding, sensual, sexy. So I thoroughly enjoyed wearing this one. What I love about this one is that rhubarb keeps it a little bit bright. So it's almost like you get the best of two different worlds, like a fruity floral mixed with this sexy kind of Gris Charnel vibe. So I love Soleil d'Hiver by Experimental Perfume Club. It's really, really versatile. It's a fragrance that smells sophisticated, so you could wear it for an evening. It's sensual, but it's definitely an easy reach if you like an understated fragrance. Like, so by understated, I mean, what do I mean by understated? I mean, it makes you smell good, but not like you're trying too hard. It's not like the typical obvious fruity floral designer fragrance that I absolutely love. This definitely feels niche. It feels upscale. It feels not typical. So I love this. And even though it's got the cardamom, the tea, the tobacco, I think there's tobacco in here, it doesn't feel too masculine because of that rhubarb rose feel. But you have to like rhubarb because the rhubarb certainly is present and is there the whole entire time. I just love this. Okay, this next one I wore the second most. Loved every minute of it, and that is Mango Oud by Gritty. Again, I just adore this bottle. This smells so expensive somehow. It's got mango, but I wouldn't think of it as a mango tropical fragrance. It just smells luxe. I don't know how to explain it other than this smells like the way I envision rich women to smell. I don't know why. It smells kind of perfumey. There is florals in there, so you get osmanthus, neroli. There is ylang ylang in here as well. So you get kind of yellow florals, white florals in there, and they're there, but I don't feel like, oh, this is a floral fragrance. There's mango and guava and coconut. So there is a tropical vibe that's in here along with oud, vanilla, and amber, but somehow the mixture just smells like the rich lady. She's got kind of a softer vibe about her. She carries a Birkin like she's loaded, man. She carries a Birkin. She just always smells good. You don't know what it is. It doesn't smell specifically, obviously anything, but she just smells freaking amazing and you just want to keep sniffing her. Like, you know, those people, I actually have my mom in mind because she always, when I was growing up, always smelled so good. And this is the vibe. So it smells like rich woman, sweet floral, rich lady vibes. I don't know what the deal is, but this one, I wore it, I think probably 4 times and enjoyed wearing it literally every time. I didn't find that it was uber long lasting. I got really good projection for about 5 hours. I could still smell it on my skin for up to 8, but it wasn't projecting as much. But really enjoy wearing this one. This to me is an easy reach fragrance. Like, the mango is not the star. There are no separate star notes in this to me. It just is this beautiful, well-blended composition, in my opinion, that smells uber luxe, quite feminine, and sensual somehow. Sweet, but not too sweet. Floral, but not too floral. Just phenomenal. Like, this is one of my favorites. The last fragrance that was definitely the star. So this wins the award for being the star of February, was A Night to Remember by Juliana's Perfumes. Now, this isn't sponsored. This is just legit one of my favorite fragrances. This is an older bottle. Like, this is when they had the square bottles. The juice is super dark. I've had this for at least 3 years. I am so addicted to the Love Don't Be Shy DNA, and this gives it to me. This is so potent. I put it on, and this is another fragrance where I put it on and I'm committed to having to wear it for the whole entire day. I can't test out anything else because I smell this and this alone. Like, this is a powerhouse. It projects beautifully. It leaves a gorgeous trail. I don't know what it is about the Love Don't Be Shy DNA. I didn't like it to begin with, but now I'm so in love with it. It's feminine, it's luxe smelling, it smells fluffy and sweet, but it smells like a woman, not girly. I'm not opposed to girly either, but this is just an easy reach, gorgeous fragrance that is a go-to for me lately. So really enjoy wearing this. This is a fragrance that I feel confident putting on for work. Same thing, honestly, with Mango Oud. It's a fragrance. Both of these are ones where I can put it on for work. I know I'm going to smell good, but I'm not going to smell weird, overpowering, any of those things. So this, gorgeous, lasts a long time. So if you've got a long day, you want to put on something that's classy and sophisticated, this is perfect. This is definitely orange blossom heavy. It's sweet, it smells fluffy, there's a bit of vanilla vibes in there, a little bit syrupy and nectar-like. I just think it's beautiful. So this is seriously one of my favorite fragrances, again, in my collection. And no, this is not sponsored. This is just me loving A Night to Remember by Juliana's Perfumes. One of these days, I will purchase some of these ones that I have kind of dupes for. I'll actually purchase the actual fragrance, but to me, when I have this, it just doesn't make sense to buy the original because it's close enough that it gives me my fix. So I think Love Don't Be Shy by Kilian is a gorgeous fragrance, but I have this. So this is what I'm rocking these days. And that is it. Those were my findings for the month. Let me know if you like this. I'm going to do it a few times, see if you guys are into it. But I would say definitely the two major stars are these two, and Soleil d'Hiver by Experimental Perfume Club is definitely the runner-up. Really enjoyed these three. The rest are gorgeous, but I just didn't reach for them as often. The big surprise, of course, was Elborn, and this is one I'm going to be putting on my tray for March because I want to wear it more often because I enjoyed it so much. So that is it. Please weigh in. Let me know what you think. If you've tried these, do you like them? Do you not like them? I love to hear what you have to say, and so do others. Like, more and more, I find that it's so helpful. Some of you guys are like, no, I don't like that at all, and this is why. And that's your experience with the fragrance. And it actually helps others that are looking at, oh, should I purchase, shouldn't I? If you have an overwhelming sense that this is liked by many, likely it's safer to blind buy. But if there's lots of differing opinions in there, you might want to reconsider. So anyway, I loved having a tray. It's definitely something I'm going to do for myself, even if I don't record it, because it gets me using fragrances that otherwise would sit around. So, and it also helps me figure out what I really, really love, because I actually don't know. I have enough fragrances that I'm not sure what I really, really love. And this definitely gave me a good idea of what I gravitate towards currently. So that is it. Have an amazing week, and we'll talk to you soon.